Hi, I'm Robert. I come to you as an automobile enthusiast that has maintained, serviced, and repaired my own vehicles in excess of 30 years. I currently drive a car with over 230,000 miles on it, and I once had a car that had over 400,000 miles on it and ran very well. While you're watching the video, please watch a step or two ahead. Sometimes the current step is better explained in the next step or two. Also, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you benefit from the information. Well, if you're watching this video, you probably did what Brandon did and stripped one of those bolts on top of the thermostat housing. Sorry you did that, but we got to move forward and get that out. Now, if you decide to put the other bolt back in, drive it to a mechanic shop and ask them to pull the bolt for you, they get their egos in the way like most people do, and they'll just charge you for the whole job. Brandon and my daughter went by one of the local mechanics in their area, and they told them they would charge them $90 to pull that bolt. So hopefully this video will help you get that bolt out quick and easy. Alright, this is all the tools and equipment I use to get that bolt out of the thermostat housing. I use an electric drill. You can use a cordless one if you want, but it does take a little torque and a little pressure when drilling out metal items. I got a drill bit set. The drill bit that actually fits is the 5/16. That will actually go into the thermostat housing. I have a bit here that I'm not sure if it's sharp enough or not, so I got a new one there. You may just want to pick up a new one. You need two of these bolts. They're metric 7-1.0 33 millimeter. I picked those up from Home Depot, probably about $1 a piece. You need two of them, one for each side. I got a hammer because I tapped off the top of the bolt after I had it drilled down far enough. I had a pair of pliers to help turn the bolt out after I knocked the head of it off and got the cap off of it. I used these needle nose pliers to help turn that screw out once I knocked the head off. A little bit of anti-seize for going back in. I got a wood chisel. You can use a screwdriver if you don't have a wood chisel, a flat tip screwdriver. I have my 3/8 inch extensions and ratchet. You can use a speed handle and a good T40 because I want to encourage you to try to get that bolt out one more time. And then I have some 1/4 inch drives. You're going to need 11 millimeter. That'll put these two bolts in when you're done. And then I got a 7 millimeter for the hose, for the radiator hose. Then I got a driver and extension, and a swivel might help you get that bolt in once you go back in. Last but not least, some penetrant spray. People use different kind. I've seen people use PB Blaster, different kind like that. So if you got any questions on the tools, let me know. These are likely the tools you're going to need, and you will need to lean a little pressure on it when you're drilling that screw head out. Now for starters, I'm going to encourage you to try one last time to get that screw out without drilling it. And the first thing you may want to do is spray a little penetrant down there on it. And I'm going to go after the tough one because most of you probably stripped out the tough one. So you spray a little penetrant, let it sit 5 or 10 minutes. You set your bit on top of the T40. Tap it lightly into place. You know, you don't want to tap it too hard, but you just tap it lightly. Maybe that'll help it grip and lose a little bit of its tightness and torque. Then put your ratchet on there, climb over top of it, lean on it as hard as you can, and then try to twist it out. If it twists out, great, you don't have to drill it. If it doesn't twist out, then you're going to have issues. Okay, for the sake of the video, let's say it did not come out and it's stripped. So I'm going to go ahead and get my drill together and drill it out. Okay, I got my drill. I like the powered drills you got to plug in. And I got a bit here. This is a metal bit, not a wood bit, a metal bit. And it has a funny tip on it, kind of like a pilot hole tip. I can't get the camera to focus on it here. But anyway, let me go ahead and start drilling on top of this bolt. Now when you drill on top of this bolt, the plan is to drill into the head of the bolt until the head comes off of the bolt. If you look down here on this side where the bolt's removed, you don't want to drill into the housing of the thermostat. So you want to drill the head of it off. Now if you see here, my drill bit almost fits in that hole. Actually it does. So that's the size drill bit you want to use, the size that fits in that hole. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, and when you drill slowly. You don't drill fast with a metal drill bit. It will likely dull your blade. So you put a little pressure on it and you drill slow. Alright, I'm going to lean on it a little bit so that it can start eating into that bolt. Okay, my last drill bit was dull, so I switched to this one, which is a new one, and the size of it is actually 5/16. So let me go ahead at this again. Okay, I take a break and check the drill, make sure I don't see any different kind of metal color down there in the hole. Then I drill some more. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I'm deep enough into that screw head for it to come off. So I'm going to grab a chisel and hammer and tap that again to try to break that head off of there. Okay, I went on ahead and put a chisel on it and did get under the head of that screw. Just tapped it kind of lightly and it did appear to break free. So the head of it is now totally off of the thermostat housing. So now I should be able to lift the housing over that bolt that's still in there. Okay, I got the head of that bolt broke off. Now I just lift the housing out of the way, and there's a thermostat. You can remove it if you want. As you can see, I still got coolant in here. And then you should be able to get that bolt out with a pair of pliers. So let me grab a pair of pliers, see if I can turn that bolt out. Okay, so you got to remember the tightness of this bolt was in the head of it against the top of the housing. So when I put a pair of pliers on here, this should just work out pretty easy. So as you can see, the top of the bolt is turning out. With the pliers, you could use vice grips, needle nose, or whatever necessary to get that bolt to turn out. You could put something over top of it, but it is working out pretty easy. So let me go ahead and finish screwing this out, and then just show you how you want to put the next one in. As you can see, the bolt's all the way out and it's in my hand. So now it's ready to go ahead back in with the thermostat. The top of the housing is not damaged. A little scratch from where I hit it with that chisel, but other than that, it don't have any damage from the drill, and that won't affect the housing being secured back down. So let me go ahead and show you how this thermostat sits in there. On your Volvo style and wall trip style thermostat, there's a little bleeder pin in there that goes through the top. So you see it right there. That thing goes toward the front of the car, which is the highest point on the motor. And this thermostat is sealed in by this rubber gasket. So you turn the thermostat so that's at your highest point. You go ahead and set your thermostat housing down on top of the thermostat, and then you take your new bolts and set them in there and tighten them down. I would spray some anti-seize on the threads, or put a little anti-seize on the threads before you put them in so that they don't lock in there for any reason. But do go in with the new bolts. I'm going to go ahead and put them in now. I put a little anti-seize on the bolts. As you can see, it's not much, but it is enough to stop the threads from locking in. So I'm going to go ahead and drop these in here. If you feel that this information was beneficial, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can also subscribe to my channel so that you can get notification of future videos that I post. Visit my channel. I have all types of do-it-yourself videos there. You can leave questions here and I'll try to respond to them as quick as possible. You can also visit my website at robertspinner.com. Thanks again for watching.